Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Tyler. Tyler, welcome back. How you doing, big guy?
I was in a better mood earlier. Yeah. I mean,
Nothing.
Yeah, man. I thought we were going to talk about stuff positive, and here we are.
Instead, let's just rewind back and play Saturday's show. How's that? Just save everyone a lot of time here.
Yeah. But hey, we're here just like we have been all year, and we just keep trucking through, baby.
That's what we do. Pirates lose today 9-5. Don't be fooled by that score. It was not that close. Ty, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this here. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today, get on the action. BetOnline, the game starts here. That ad read can't finish any better because I just feel like that just rolls so perfectly with our post-game shows that where the game start. It started with Jared Jones coming back from the IL and pitching really well until he stopped pitching really well. And he started pitching really bad. I don't even know so much if it was like he was just pitching bad. The Cubs they had his number today. They were attacking that fastball. They were not having any bit of that slider, which the fastball was looking good early on, but they weren't doing anything against his slider. And he had to go fastball heavy, and they just started teeing off. Maybe I'm wrong. You can go in on that.
Yeah, I don't know if I totally agree with that. He did look really good early. And it's something that I think we saw in the minor leagues with Jared Jones, and something that Anthony Murphy mentioned, I think, a lot during Starbucks, that as the game would progress, it seemed like fatigue would set in a little bit. The velocity would dip a touch. It almost, to me, felt like that type of situation with Jared Jones today. It looked like he got a little bit fatigued, maybe not velocity-wise, and I do think there were some pitches there. Like, for example, there was a pitch that he threw 94 that they took for a strike that was at the knees, but a 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Jared Jones is just stupid. You shouldn't throw 94 ever.
Right.
But with Jared Jones, I think right now what we're seeing was the fatigue starting to set in. And it really is like, this isn't a defensive Jared Jones for me. It's something that I think I've mentioned a lot, that I have concerns with him. I don't know how long he can hold up. And I don't know if I'm worried about him or if I'm confident in him right now. I'm just in a wait and see mode because this is first start back. Coming off an injury, I'm not going to either, whether he would have pitched really well or really poorly, I don't know if I would have had anything super outlandish to say about his start. Just, it didn't go the way that I would have liked, or that anybody I think would have liked. And
the Cubs liked it.
Yeah, they sure as hell did. But let's watch a few more starts from him. And this is why I wanted to see him back now, because I need to see him build on what he did earlier in the year and not turn into the guy we saw closer to the injury.
Yeah, I like that. And I think it's fair also to keep in mind this is his first game back from the injury. Like, I'm not putting too much stock into this. But yeah, he was losing his command for sure. as well. And they absolutely just started teeing off on him in that fourth inning, just demolishing him. And again, like it did not go well, but it was still a manageable ball game. It was 5-2. It's not good. It's not ideal. This is an excuse, right? But also, it was a manageable ball game. Jalen Beeks comes into the game. I'll let you take over after that look.
No, I think they made the right call pulling Jones when they did. I was hoping they would pull him when they would. I think he was done by then. They probably could have pulled him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Beeks, like, I mean, I saw some intrigue with this guy, but this guy sucks. I don't need to see him pitch anymore. He sucks.
Well, I have news for you. Derek Shelton decided, you know what? I don't need to see him pitch anymore either. So Derek Shelton pulled him out of the game, and in came Ben Heller. Tyler, where are you going, buddy? Where are you at?
I'm going the way the Pirate season's gone.
Ben Heller comes into the game, strikeout. We're cooking. And then he hits a batter, bases loaded, walks a batter, 6-2, walks a batter, 7-2. Ben Heller, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this is the thing that got me, and a little bit here is facetious. And obviously, you need some innings because, you know, Jared Jones didn't provide depth. But, like, you pitched Rowdy Tellez twice in 3 games, so that way you could save Ben Heller for this situation. Now, I'm really glad he was rested. I'm really glad he wasn't used in those games, so that way he can come in and do this.
You're making me talk about Ben Heller.
Is it time? Yeah. We doing this again? You know what? I have my Primanti Brothers bottle opener.
Use your fingers, you child.
No. It's good for the brand. I'm a company guy. See?
All right.
This one's for you, Ben.
Yeah. So the Pirates decided to go with Ben Heller there. It's a 5-2 game at that point, correct?
It was at that time.
And if I remember correctly, the bases were loaded?
They were loaded when he hit.
Correct. So 2 runners on when he comes in, if I remember.
Yes.
It's all kind of a blur. A lot of base
2
runners.
on. He struck out the first batter. Then it went downhill.
You bring Ben Heller there. Bring Ben Heller in there. You are waving the white flag. Plain and simple, that's what you're doing. This guy doesn't belong in a major league organization. He's terrible. And I'm sorry, but this is where the Derek Shelton criticism comes into play. Because you go Ben Heller there in a game it's a 3-run game. And yes, it's a 3-run game, and I know the offense has been terrible for a long period of time this entire season. They've been awful. It's not a game that's out of reach. If you have no bullpen left, I can understand going with Ben Heller in that situation. You want to eat some innings? Fine. If it's 8-2 or yesterday's game, go for it. Have fun. Go blow your arm out, Ben Heller. Who cares? Nobody really wants you here. Then you proceed to go Carmen Mlodzinski immediately after that. Not for 1, but 2 damn innings. Somebody make this organization make sense to me. I don't see anybody that knows what they're doing around here.
There's like so many layers to that. I mean, initially the way it went, Carmen Mlodzinski comes in and he pitched a fantastic inning. Then he comes out there again. And in my mind, I'm thinking, also coming back from injury, his first appearance for the Pirates, returning. Do I really want Carmen Mlodzinski to go in 2 innings? But also at the same time, you need some length because those 3 pitchers couldn't give you any. You look at the rest of the bullpen and it's like, well, and now that it's out of reach, you're not going to waste Chapman and Bednar and Kalnick, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I guess you kind of got to go 2, but it's like you're saying, if he's going 2 here, why wouldn't you make him go 2 when it's 5-2 in that situation? Like, why was it Ben Heller?
DiNardo, if I can jump in again real quick. I've been
My guy,
critical of
go.
Dennis Santana as well, and I don't know how much I believe in him, but he has performed in Pittsburgh. He's pitched really well. I don't know how long or how sustainable that will be, but results-wise, he has been effective. Ben Heller's never been effective at anywhere. You bring him up to the major league level, you might as well throw me out there. You throw Dennis Santana out there in the 8th inning when the game's already out of reach. There's no logical explanation for what Derek Shelton does day in and day out. And it's just exhausting to watch this guy try to maneuver this organization, this roster. I know he's been given what he's been given, but you got to make the best of it and do what you can. I don't see that from him. And I definitely didn't see it from him today. I'm not saying he lost him the game by any means. They lost the game clearly themselves, and they played like crap.
Right.
He didn't give them he didn't give them a chance to win.
Yeah. Again, I think we can say we've seen subtle improvements over 5 years with the way he manages, but you're still this deep. Like, this is the team that's supposed to be doing stuff, and it's just like, this decision, this is what you did. Like you said, it's 5-2. Hell, the Pirates did end up scoring 5 runs today. You know, not saying this would have been the outcome if they held them to 5 runs there, but that's what we're alluding to. Like, it's not impossible. You're down 3 runs. You have 5 more innings to go. It's not that it's out of line at this point in time. So why Ben Heller? What has he shown? He's literally shown this year exactly what we've said he is. You keep like, oh, but the stuff and that pitch and the strikeout rate, and that's great. He does that. He provides that. But you know what he also provides? What you'd want to, pick and choose on your minor league numbers and you're choosing your minor league performances. He gave up a ton of walks. He gave up a ton of deep balls. The guy gets hit too. Yeah, he has swing and miss stuff, but you know what? When they ain't swinging and missing, what are they doing? They're teeing off on him. Both things happen with him. You can't just look at the good stuff. And what do you think is going to happen when you go from AAA as a 92-year-old and go to the major leagues? I mean, he's pitching against children. Like you're saying, like he's a veteran. He's been around. He's been traded how many times? It's not as if he's just this young guy like Kyle Nicholas. You could argue Kyle Nicholas had those numbers. Trust me, I'm there. I was that guy too. Yeah. But at least Kyle Nicholas is developing. He's up and coming. You know what I mean? Like he's still learning and developing and such. And the stuff that like this guy, there's a reason why he signed with the Pirates. Not a major league deal with any team out there. And he couldn't even crack it until midway through this year. And he got sent back down because he gave up 38 runs and made 2 outs. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's the guy you chose in that situation.
Yeah.
And got to do better.
Yes. And we can argue about Ben Cherington till we're blue in the face and about the roster that's been constructed. You don't have to go Ben Heller there. You don't have to. You pitch Rowdy Tellez for times like this where you have arms available. You have no reason you have to go Ben Heller in that situation. You're using other guys later in the game.
Yeah.
Why exactly. do you have to go Ben Heller there?
You want to go all in after 4 down 3? Just flip-flop what you did. You didn't do anything different. You used Carmen Baczynski for 2 innings. Use him in the spot that's important and not when you're down now 7.
Exactly. I don't want to go all in there. I don't want to wave the white flag, though. You wave the white flag.
Give a chance.
Yes. Show the guys that you actually think you could win this game. A little bit. Because they're not stupid. They see Ben Heller running out of the bullpen. Oh, shit. Here we go. Guess I'm going to have an early dinner tonight. Or a late dinner, because we're going to be on the field for the next half hour.
Yeah. Again, like, I don't understand that. It's not the move that lost them the game, probably-ish.
Oh.
But again, it wasn't the right move. We just asked for the right move.
Yeah.
Most often than not. You didn't pitch Heller. Sorry, Keller. You didn't pitch Heller to save Majinski. You still ended up pitching Majinski. So why not flip-flop them? Do you believe in, to anyone in this chat, do you believe in Carmen Majinski or do you believe in Ben Heller? Which one do you believe in? If your answer is Ben Heller, then fine. You validated that decision. That's your answer. You're wrong, but you validated that decision. The correct answer is Carmen Majinski is better than Ben Heller. That's the guy that you trust. So since you're already using that pitcher in this game for 6 outs, why not put him in the bigger spot? You've been trusting him this entire year. He's been pitching lights out up until the injury. Now he's back. Ben Heller. Ben Heller. Give the damn team a shot. That is all you're asking for when you're only down by 3. Again, 3 runs in the 4th isn't insurmountable. It's 3 runs. They end up scoring 5. It can be done. Just make a better decision there. And hell, if he goes that far and they start getting some runs, Ben Heller doesn't pitch. You have Bednar, you have Chapman, you have Nicholas, you have Santana still. Again, you saved Rowdy, so you had these guys available. Or not saved, you used Rowdy. So why is Ben Heller here?
Yeah,
anyways.
That's a frustrating part that we'll get into later in the week on one of our other shows. But it's just, again, it's not giving your team the best chance to win. It's, again, why I don't particularly love Derek Shelton. I don't feel like he's always putting this team in position to win. Like, all right, everybody's leaving me. That's cool, DiNardo. He just bounced on me. She's back.
I love Max because of the wheel. You know what I mean? Like, you can just swipe and go back and forth on pages. I also hate Max when I'm trying to like scroll the chat and accidentally swipe right or left. Anywho.
But and Majinski might have given up runs there. I don't know. Like, 2 guys are on. Could have given up runs. Dennis Santana in that situation could have given up runs. I'm almost positive when you go Ben Heller, you're giving up runs.
What are the probabilities? That's all.
Yep.
Anything can happen. Juan Soto could strike out.
Yep.
But you know what? I believe more in the probability of Juan Soto doing something than having Josh Van Meter up there. Like, your excuse isn't, well, Juan Soto could have struck out too. Okay. Well, Josh Van Meter sucks. So that's why I'm going to go with the law of probabilities and put in Juan Soto there. Just like you're talking about, the law of probabilities are going to tell you, like, Carmen Majinski is the better situational pitcher in that spot. Go with him and not Ben Heller.
And I do have a few more Sheldon complaints today.
All right, Doug, let's go. Let's hear your grievances.
Well, we'll get to it, but
all right.
There were certain situations throughout this game that we'll talk about. Oneil Cruz. We'll talk about the shortstop position. There are things I think that happened today that should not have happened.
So you talk about that grounder past kind of
yeah. So shall we just jump into that bad boy?
Do it.
Let's just jump into obviously, we were on here yesterday. We had an emergency podcast about Oneil Cruz being moved to center field. So IKF has been moved to shortstop permanently. And really, it's not even, you mentioned the ground ball that was hit up the middle. It would have been a tough play for any shortstop to make. Do I think that Oneil Cruz might have made it? I think he might have knocked it down at least. I think a good shortstop makes that play.
Mm-hmm.
A more important play, I think, that happened today was, I think it was the third run that the Cubs scored. Hit the left field. Bryan Reynolds cuts it off, throws it to IKF, who love IKF, love everything he does for this team. I like the baseball player he is. I just think he's being put into a situation where he is not being put in a place to succeed. So he is the cutoff man in that situation. He throws the ball home. It gets past Davis. Cubs score their third run, take the lead 3-2. The Pirates never really get back into the ball game.
Right.
If Oneil Cruz is playing shortstop in that spot, it is an out 9 out of 10 times. IKF's arm is so bad there, and it's going to continue to be bad. And it's what I said yesterday. There are plays that will be made in the hole that he's not able to throw guys out. His arm is terrible. And IKF, it was one of the biggest lollipops, like 100 feet. And he one-hops it to the catcher. You can't freaking have it, dude. What are we doing? Why is this guy the one to move Oneil Cruz off a shortstop? Why? I like him. Great third baseman, great second baseman. Can't play short. Can't do it. Not good enough there. He throws a freaking lollipop to Henry Davis. That one hops, gets under his glove. He should have stopped it. I know. But it's a terrible throw. It's way too close of a play. The guy's barely rounding third, but he threw the ball 40 miles an hour to home. Cubs take the lead. Pirates never look back. Not a chance they were coming back after that. This guy's not your shortstop. And immediately after you move your shortstop to center field, this guy he can't make plays. He's not the dude. This organization's stupid. I'm tired of them being stupid.
So let me add on to that. Let's start with the grounder up the middle. I also want to preference this. I don't want to turn the rest of the year on an IKF Oneil Cruz battle to complain. But I do want to use that as an example of what we were talking about. What shows up in the stat sheet is the errors. What shows up in the stat sheet is the fielding percentage. What doesn't show up in the stat sheet is the odds that Cruz gets that ball pretty high. That's what we were talking about, the whole using the Jordy Mercer comp, right? I'm not going to go as far as IKF's not a shortstop. It's terrible, blah, blah, blah. He's fine. He's capable. But what he doesn't possess is the other stuff. What he does possess is he's safe. He's sound. He's going to make the easy plays. He's going to make the right plays. He's going to make the correct plays. The stuff that Oneil is challenged with at times. What he doesn't do is make the athletic plays. The athletic plays don't show up in box scores. When he gets that relay throw, and also, to your point and credit, he was a dead man at third or at home. Yes, Henry Davis needs to catch that. That's also on him. It was just a one hopper. You need to catch that because even with that noodle throw and a one hopper, he was out, clear as day, dead man running to home. Oneil Cruz fires that in there. That doesn't show up in a box stat score. That doesn't show up in a fielding percentage. That doesn't show up in errors. That's the stuff that Oneil Cruz does. You don't get to see that in numbers. It just shows up in the plays. So yes, that is also why we say, and I'm on board, I don't know where you're at this, I do think IKF is moderately better at short. Just because he makes everything, he's sound. But he's not that much better than Oneil Cruz. Those are the reasons. There's 2 displays today that showed it. Now, with that said, to your point, yes, with him being the full-time short, like he's better as a full-time third baseman. He's better as a full-time second baseman. Putting him at the full-time short is his disadvantage. It's his lesser position that he's now full-time at. So he's not as valuable, and that's why we talk about this. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I did want to talk about those 2 things. It is what it is. And again, that's not what lost this game either, by all means. But tie, they scored 9 runs.
I know, but the game kind of blew open after that one.
It did at that point.
They get an out there. It's a little bit different.
It's an out, but they were still teeing off on Jared.
They were.
Right. But again, that is what I want to bring up and emphasize. Those 2 plays weren't made. Oneil makes them. Can we talk about Oneil too? Can we talk a little positive here?
Can I just add one more thing on that?
Of course.
I do think it's going to be something to watch with the way we saw them using Oneil Cruz early in the season as a cutoff. Basically, no matter where he was running everywhere.
He was the DC.
There is
designated cutoff man.
No chance the Cubs send that runner there if Oneil Cruz is playing shortstop. And I think there's going to be plays made in right field that they would not have sent a guy from third if Oneil Cruz is playing shortstop and the cutoff man there. So those are little things that aren't going to show up in the defensive metrics that are just going to be passed over because it doesn't show up there. Like
that's a valid point.
Don't add into it. And Oneil Cruz did save you runs by just being the cut man.
He didn't even have to throw. The fear of Oneil Cruz, like you're talking about, they're not sending that guy. So that's true. He's not being challenged as much. That's also very fair and true.
And they will run on IKF.
Yeah.
His arm's bad.
You saw it today. They did, and they showed why. Because again, he was out by a mile. If that throw wasn't strong, they sent him. Does he get sent with Oneil Cruz?
I don't think there's a chance.
Probably not. The fear of his that that arm's there. You're even going to attempt it. But at any rate, it is what it is. Oneil Cruz is going to be in center field. Obviously, he possesses a strong arm. That's going to be a threat out there also. But these are the threats that you, Steve, that you have now lost with IKF there. Oneil Cruz, though, 4-4-4. Is he pissed?
I don't know if I could be more proud of a person that I'd never met in my life.
Right.
And I say that because we talked yesterday again. We had the emergency podcast, and I plain out said, you got to grow up here. You mentioned the maturity he's got to show. It sucks. You got moved. You kind of got a raw deal here, but you got to deal with it and just power through it. Well, what he did was he was about a half inch 3 times at a contact point of hitting 3 home runs into the river. He murdered every baseball he saw today.
Also, after he walked the first time. Oh, I'm sorry, sack fly. My bad. Sack fly the first time.
Every at bat he had, he murdered the baseball. So, like, Oneil, good. It's good to see the mental part of it for him. He faced adversity, and he did come out, and he performed today.
He did.
And like I said, like, we're talking a quarter, half an inch contact point that we're talking about a 3 home run performance from him.
Yep.
He was great.
Some notes, like you're talking about with that. Oneil Cruz is frustrated, but was a professional about it. And I know a lot, I think, not a lot. I know I'm kind of like, maybe going overboard with that. But there were certainly some comments, oh, he's frustrated. Oh, he's a bad attitude, this and that. You've been a shortstop all your life. You're being told you're not a shortstop. That hits the pride. I mean, again, like, be a human about this. Humanize this. Think about this. Be rational about it. You're told you're no longer what you've been trying to prove everyone. He hears it. He knows, oh, all these errors, you're not shortstop, you're not shortstop. He's out there to prove everyone wrong. And now he's told he can no longer do it. You know what? They were right. You're not a shortstop. That's going to hit the pride. You know who else was told that? Wasn't the shortstop position. It was Andrew McCutchen. How did he take that? I'm throwing that out there because the beloved Andrew McCutchen, it's a sense of pride. I've been a center fielder all my life, and you're telling me I can't play it. F you, man. I'm going to prove you even harder now that I can play. You know, like no one wants to. You know, I'm sure Mookie Betts was the same. Everyone, like, I want to play this. I can, but I'll be professional about it. The next chapter of Oneil Cruz is what's going to be important, how he handles it. And so far, it sounds like he's handling it well. You know, I don't want to. I don't think it made sense to do it now. I'd rather be off season, but that's the decision. I'm going to work at it. I'm going to go hard at it. He's already talking about how he's going to call Fernando Tatis Jr. because they're very close and talk to him about his transition. So, like, the gears are already going for him. Sounds to me like, you know what? I am accepting it. It's not what I want. It sucks. I think I'm a shortstop. I can play it. That's what I've been doing all my life. But I'm now a center fielder. You're telling me I'm a center fielder. I want to be the best damn center fielder I could be. That's kind of what I'm hearing right now. But all in all, put that's behind us. He comes out today, and again, like you say, like he could just not be in the game because he's pouting, right? He's not feeling it. He's distraught. He's, you know, mourning the loss of shortstop. And what does he do? Sack fly, his first time up, puts the Pirates on the board 1-0, and then he goes 4 for 4. Oneil Cruz right now has a better OPS than Bryan Reynolds. This is how far he's come along on this season. Oneil Cruz today has an 802. I believe I'm going against on memory. You know how I am at times, but let me go to the box score here, which needs to refresh apparently. Are you serious? Okay. So yes, Oneil Cruz. Okay, my bad. 801. Oneil Cruz in 801. Bryan Reynolds 798. On this date, Oneil Cruz is a better hitter than Bryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's August 22nd, so 27th. We're not talking about April 15th.
Right.
He's put together somehow after a good bit of struggles. He's put together a really good year. And I don't remember the exact number it is. I think is it 19 in a row straight that he's been on base?
I think it is 19. Yes.
I think it
If
was
not
19,
18.
but it's a large number. So he's been at this for a long time, and he's put together really good at bats, and he's done it against the lefties as well. We saw it off Justin Steele, a tough lefty. He continues to put together really good at bats, hits the ball really hard, and he's just so darn close to going on one of those home run streaks. It's not like he's just blooping the ball the other way. We're so close to getting there.
The ironic part is he's hitting lefties better since July 1st than righties. Again, like it's not even like, oh, it's passable now. He's actually destroying lefties.
It's like
now it's all
we would
small
hit him
sample.
higher in the lineup against the lefties. Like Tyler said, you guys made fun of me.
What?
You guys think I don't know ball? Tyler knows ball.
Mostly.
I mean, like,
it wasn't so much that, it was
ball.
the others. There was someone else. No, that's right. It was because you wanted Bryan Reynolds at like number
yeah, I made some mistakes in that. I had a few beers
today. It's okay. But hey, again, Bryan Reynolds, hell of a game. 4 for 4 with a sack fly also. And a stolen base.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. He's 18 for 19 in stolen bases.
Oh, I mean, like, scorekeeper could have been nice and given him another one after the defensive indifference.
Well,
he took second in the ninth inning on defensive indifference. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it should not be a stolen base. I'm just making a joke.
I just want to add to, like, in his 30th double, like, the guy has certainly come into the zone. The guy's shown you he's a hitter. He also has 3 WAR. He's also a 3 WAR player, like on this date. I'm sure it's going to go higher tomorrow when there's updates, but he's a 3 WAR player.
Yeah. And
it's not in September yet. So, yeah, he's a damn good baseball player.
And he's not getting negative defensive WAR.
Not today. Not for the
No
next few days,
errors?
probably, at least.
That's 2 games in a row. No errors for Oneil Cruz, baby.
Right. Outside of that, again, like we can talk offensively. We've been talking here for a bit of a time for
Yeah.
this terrible loss. Henry Davis came back up. I guess just real quick,
Thank you.
your thoughts.
Real quick is that I'm very concerned. I didn't see anything different than I've seen from Henry Davis over this year. Last year was a little different, but this year he's a guy, in my opinion, that just can't hit a fastball. He's not on time with the fastball, and if you're not on time with the fastball, can't hit a fastball, you're not going to hit a major league pitcher. And Justin Steele was throwing 90, 91. He was late on all of those. Then he comes in. He did late in the game. 101. He did hit.
He pulled it.
He pulled a fly ball to left field. So maybe that's a little bit of encouragement. But based upon the at-bats I saw, I struggle to see how this guy's going to hit at a major league level. He's just never on time with a fastball.
Right. Yeah.
I'm concerned.
I wasn't encouraged. I guess I put this, it's like the Jared Jones effect. It's one game since his call up. I'm not going to put too much stock in here, but if what you're going to take out of this one game, it's not as if I saw like, oh, that's the Henry Davis that was mashing down there. Now he's up here. Yeah, I know he got the hit early on, and yes, for those in my comments talking about, oh, you got so excited about that hit when I said, oh, he's clearly figured out major league pitching because of that dribble down third that was hit off the bag. Yeah,
66.8 miles an hour.
If you have a personality of a Webster dictionary, you probably took that at face value. But right, like that was being facetious. That's not the hit that makes you think, oh yeah, Henry Davis did something different. That's what was getting in trouble all the time when he got sent back down. It just turned out to be a hit this time. Then he strikes out twice in a row. And then, yes, he got a hold of that ball. PNC left field ate it up. It doesn't go anywhere. So, like, that's positive in a sense, but I need to see more out of I mean, of course, we're going to. Like, that's the rest of the year is going to be, or at least till he's here, to see more from him. But it's not as if he came up and I was like, oh, okay. It was more like, oh, man.
Just to add like one little like cherry on top of that. I'm sticking with what I think I've seen the entire year from him. He got exposed by sliders and breaking stuff last year. He sold out this year. Now he's desperately trying to get to that, and he can't get on time with the fastball. And I think it's the same thing that we saw early in the year. I don't see anything different out of him.
Well, there you have it. All right. Nick Gonzalez also came back 1 for 5.
Terrible play at second.
Okay. Yes.
I just got to add the
negative. But he's played very well. Like, again, like he deserves a look away sometimes. He's played the position very well this year. It was terrible, but it happens. That's a it happens type of thing for me.
Yeah, like I'm not freaking out over it, but like I'm freaking out over the bat a little bit. Got a hit, man. And he did hit in the 9th. So I guess
he started off the comeback.
Woo. Yeah, the comeback to make it 9-5. I don't know. I have a hard time, like, really, well, whatever. I have a hard time caring about anything that makes it like a 5-run game.
There you go. All right. And I guess the only other thing is Bryan Cruz, 2 for 4 today, double and a home run. That guy has been dominating ever since I tweeted out how terrible he is.
Yeah, he annoyed me as well today.
Why?
Because Oneil Cruz stole third. There's 2 outs, 1-1 count, and he's backing out of the box because Oneil Cruz is stealing third. Dude, you're paid to hit. Gotcha. Swing the bat. And he's backing out of the box to let Oneil Cruz steal third. There's 2 outs. Swing the bat. It's a hanging slider.
Hey, man. Just one Cruz trying to help out another Cruz.
Yeah.
Get your stolen base, dog.
I could just complain about all these people all day.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Ultimately, the Pirates lose 9-5. They have lost both games. Sorry, Jim. They're not going to sweep the Cubs. Loser. God, you got to say that. I knew this was going to come back and bite him. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully the Pirates aren't the ones that get swept. But hey, Paul Skeens on the mound versus the guy that Tyler can hit a home run off of, Kyle Hendricks.
Nukes.
Let's get the dub. This team desperately needs it. Paul Skeens, it's on you, buddy.
We need you, boy. We need you so bad.
If you are still listening or watching, don't know why, but of course, go ahead and like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Leave us some comments. Paul, I saw you on the show, at least earlier. No, Neil. Tell us how we did, if you'll be back. I hope we did you proud on our Shelton talk. But we'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.